Holy Anton Pieck, we are live. Welcome to the Chain Dogs podcast, where we talk about everything theme parks, attractions, from all around the world. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on the Chain Dogs. If you are listening to this on podcast, we do this every Wednesday live on our YouTube channel, the Chain Dogs podcast YouTube channel. So come over and join us, get involved in the conversation. Oh yes, how are you all doing, guys? We good?
All good, sir. All
Are,
good.
are we missing McCall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kyle, where you
It's
at?
weird.
It's weird.
I don't like
It
this
is
free
weird.
thing. Like,
Fine, I'll leave.
Yeah.
It can just be you two.
no,
It's just gonna be me by myself at one point, isn't it? It's just,
Yeah.
Hi guys.
it's the chain dog.
Yeah, thanks
Just
so
clunking
much.
away.
Thanks so much for joining us, everyone. Hello, Lloyd. Hello, Aaron. Hello, Planet Plipcam. Hello, James, Luke. Hello, Tommy. Hello, Bobby. Hello, Matt. Hello, Ride Through the Trees. Nice and warm with 100 degrees. That rhymed.
Hello,
Hello,
Carl.
Carl. How are we doing? Thanks so much for joining us.
So,
It's
guys,
been bloody hot today, hasn't it? I know it's
Lovely.
stereotypically
Still getting
British,
hotter.
but
getting my base tan, you know?
yeah, man. I
Still gonna get
absolutely,
hotter.
Carl saying, I'm always ready to jump in whenever needed. Maybe, mate. Maybe when we're desperate. No, Jake. No, we need to get you and Emma on soon.
Yes.
We're gonna make that happen. That would be
For
a good
sure.
podcast,
That'd
wouldn't
be awesome. That'd be amazing, actually. That'd
it?
be
Yeah,
really cool.
just listen to Emma and Carl argue. All,
Yeah.
all podcast. that'd be great.
Disco
that'd be great
coaster.
stuff.
Coaster on up. Off you go.
Just sit back, get the
popcorn.
Exactly. So, what we all been up to this week or last week? Oh yes, sorry, Matt just said nice t-shirt, James.
I think this just describes what I've been up to the past week.
He's been flying.
And for those listening on podcast, I'm wearing a Fly t-shirt.
Yeah. Oh
The
yeah,
only
good.
one he
Good
could
thinking,
find.
good thinking.
Yes, the only one I could find. After
So is
I
that-
eventually found the shop, because
So
I
is that
literally
like. Oh yeah. Oh no. Like
because
me and Emma had this
none of the
conversation
merch
before.
is at the rides. It's a random thing in Berlin Square. There's just a shop on the corner, which I had to message my mate and ask, "Where is the merch shop?"
Where's the shop?
he was just like, "Go here, you'll find it." I was like, "Okay, cool."
I walked from.
That's great.
We're like, because obviously normally when you go to a theme park, wherever you exit the park, there's like a main gift shop, isn't there?
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
exited. We was like walking out of the, because we'd parked at the back, so we had to walk out the Chinese entrance.
Oh yeah,
So I'm no idea. Yeah, this is the thing, because when I was there, Emma messaged me and was just like, I couldn't find the shop. If you find like what was it now? I can't remember what she asked for, but all I could find was a fridge magnet. That was literally it. And then, but I managed to find it. I had to really look at the map, and then I had to Google it. I was like, "Where's the
Emma.
shop?"
So you go to like the main Berlin Square, the kind of tunnel off to the left that goes through to like Woostown.
Mm.
It's just on the corner of like the right hand side of that tunnel. There's an entrance that's like building 6. Like, there's a big 6 on it.
Yeah.
And that's the merch. The shop.
All the way
It's just-
Phantasialand are like, you're going to work for your fucking merch.
Yeah. They don't need it. Oh, they obviously don't need it. They don't need the merch money.
No.
But even then, it's like they just have like not much selection of the rides and stuff. Really,
Yeah.
it's very odd.
Hmm.
But yeah, it works. But yeah, So how was Phantasialand, mate? How was it? Did you enjoy
Amazing.
it? Your first visit.
My first ever visit.
On his own as well.
Yeah,
Like,
on by my lonesome.
lonesome, I'm alone again.
But
So
yeah, definitely my new favorite park.
yay!
Hands down.
Wow. Straight
That's
away.
so good.
Yeah.
So have you got any new number ones from that park?
I have a new number 1. I have a new number 2.
Okay. Shall we guess?
You
or do
number
you wanna
one
tell us?
flat ride as well?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
that's wicked.
You
Fair.
So
can have
I'm gonna
guesses.
guess. I'm gonna guess Fly is your favorite.
Yes.
I don't know what gave that
Oh,
away.
wow.
I don't know.
I don't know what gave that away. It's been
Yeah.
awful.
So what was Rockberg like? Because I haven't done a Rockberg. It wasn't open. It was like open after.
Yeah, literally, you were like a week or
Yeah.
so after you were there.
Yeah.
I opened it.
Literally.
You got the paper.
Yeah, I've got the newspaper.
Full cred.
It's just the portal entrance into it, because you come off of Berlin Street and there's just a sign that says Rockberg, and you walk through a tunnel, and just the reveal as you exit this portal and just see Fly literally in front of you. It's just amazing. Like, just incredible. Everywhere you look, there are details like that you can just keep on finding and finding. And just the soundtrack, the entire area, the smoke coming up through the vents as steam and stuff.
That's cool.
Oh, man.
Just so immersive. A lot of stairs though.
I remember you
queue.
saying in the message, it was like, no one warned me about the stairs in this park.
And nobody told me about these stairs. And I'm like, what stairs? And they showed me a load of pictures of stairs, and I was like, shit.
Yeah, Fly is literally, you go, the entrance is upstairs straight away.
Wow.
And then you go back down, and then you go up some more, and then down some more. So
Would
you
it
end
be
up
a-
going from the
would-
top
would
of the area all the way underneath the area.
Would it be a harsh queue if it was like really busy?
There's
is it
no real
interactive
like
enough
cattle
with-
pen or anything.
Right. Okay.
Like, it is just a continuous. It's a line. You don't ever really go into a cattle pen. And there's a lot of interaction with the ride constantly. And there's like they've got little. There's like, not to spoil it. There's like a little room that they've got separated off with portholes looking into it, and they've got a load of theming in there and stuff, which is really cool.
Nice.
That's about
Easter
halfway
eggs.
through the queue. So
That's cool.
I did eye up some blueprints that were in the queue.
Oh,
There's like tubes and stuff of them, and I was just like, are they secured? I didn't take it.
give me it. So what was the experience of loading into it? I don't want to hear any like too many like the too many spoilers, but just in terms of like the technicality of like loading into it and then turning around and the position you're in while flying. How does it compared to like a B&M, for example?
A lot more comfortable and kind of seamless. The way that they've actually designed the seats with B&M flyers, you have to put your legs in. When you bring the restraint down, it then clamps your ankles in.
Yeah.
And a lot of people end up missing that, and then they have to release the restraints, redo it. Fly, there's actually a boarding video as well. It shows you how to get onto the ride safely. And it's literally, you sit down on the seat, and instead of being like, it's kind of like a tube like that, and then an extra one off to the side.
Yeah.
So you put your leg back into it, and then bring it in.
Okay, right.
Into the center from each side, which locks your ankles in place, and then you bring your harness down, and it's just a lot more comfortable of an experience. And the transition, it's a weird feeling at first.
Yeah.
Because you are doing the track's banking at the same rate that you're kind of turning around into position, but it's really nice because once you're in that position, it's just then you're straight off.
Nice.
None of the horrible. Oh God! Here we go. And my chest is being crushed.
The horrible, but everyone just still goes assume the position when they get on Galactica. So it's like it's iconic. Might be horrible.
and by the end, if you end up stacking on the Galactica,
this is my next question. Yeah,
you are stuck lying down. On Fly, you've already gone back to seated before.
That's good.
Before you even get to the offload station. So,
that's the important bit. Yeah.
If you stack, you are not, unless it's a really bad stack.
Yeah.
And all the trains are literally on all the final brakes, then you will be sitting rather than in the flying position.
Cool. That's good to know. Because
that is good.
Someone could have had that stacking issue on Galactica over here. And I know my Mrs. Danielle doesn't like Galactica for the positioning of it and how it feels. And when you sit there on the brake run for ages.
Yeah. Just hanging there,
it's not
because
nice.
throughout the ride, it's not too bad because you kind of coming off of the restraint a bit as well through the elements.
Yeah.
And the VR just added to that as well, because then you just had a very heavy head. So then you're just your head's being weighed down by a headset. So yeah, that sounds really, really good. So what do you think of Taron?
It wasn't as kind of like an instant of a oh my god as I had with Fly. I don't know. I think it might have just been because I was tired after traveling. That was the first ride I did actually go on.
Yeah.
Throughout on my entire trip, because all the years I've been looking at videos of Taron, so I was like, I'm gonna get on Taron first.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
But after a good few rides on it, and it had warmed up, so it was getting a lot more forceful and stuff. It does impress. The only part that it just felt like the very end, something is missing. Right. I think it's going through the bunny hops and then that half helix.
Right, yeah.
I just feel like if it did something slightly different,
and maybe banked away and banked in instead,
it just felt like it lost a little bit of pace, especially the fact that it does trim there.
But didn't you say it has to? Yeah,
it needs to, because that half helix, even trimmed, is forceful. If it didn't trim, that would be uncomfortable. But it just takes away from the airtime hills.
Yeah,
if they trimmed after them, going into that half helix, that could have worked potentially better. But yeah,
maybe they could have done that.
I need to get back and do it just so I can.
I mean, you've got a lot of coasters on your mind now. I mean, you go back to Taron, and if you sit there on it at the end of it and go, actually,
this is what I'm scared of.
I feel like
it'll be after
tectonic plates will move.
It'll be after doing Fly. It'll be after doing Ride Happiness.
It'll be after doing it'll be like after doing like Hyperion, Zardra, Conda. There's been a lot this year just alone. Let alone what I did last year as well. But then it'll definitely be after I've gone and done Velocicoaster on Gwazi. So it's gonna be like, I don't know. It's scaring me that I'm just gonna go like, oh, that was not that good now. But yeah, it'll be interesting.
See, I'm in the phase where I've only really done UK coasters, so now it's just like, these are just inserting themselves on top.
That will just happen a lot, mate.
Germany,
literally,
Spain.
So number one was Fly. Taron did take number 2.
Yeah,
nice.
That's you can't moan.
Number 3 is actually still Nemesis.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And I'm still like, number 3 is kind of like where I don't really know anything past that, but Black Mamba is up there quite highly.
Yeah.
Didn't beat Nemesis, just not.
Did you get a front row on Mamba?
I got second. I didn't actually get a front row, annoyingly.
This is the thing. Our first ride on Black Mamba was front. We got so lucky. We got front row.
Is there no front row queue on Black Mamba?
No, not that when I was there anyway.
Not. I think they do have the stuff there to do a front row queue. They don't use it anymore though.
Oh wow!
They need to offer that on a inverts, because like
massive.
You just, especially Black Mamba, because like even though it's so good, it's even more in the terrain than Nemesis is. So you're just like, there's not really much.
That's what I really enjoyed about it. Was
it's
even more insane than Nemesis with the clearances and stuff.
Yeah,
it was just the forcefulness of it, because some of the elements are a little bit more drawn out than Nemesis is.
Yeah, if you go on front row, when you go back, I would just try and lap Mamba until you get a front row, because like you just see things.
Sounds like a plan, James.
There's nothing. There's things that like when you're on front row, like that interaction with the terrain is just so good, and there's like little scenes set up everywhere, and it's like it's just it's absolutely mental. It's when I did it, I was like, it's weird because I haven't ridden it for so long that recently I've done a top 20. I've revisited my top 20, and Nemesis is still beat Black Mamba. But when I did it, I remember saying it doesn't. So I don't know. It's a weird one, isn't it? But now everyone's doing the zero, aren't they? Everyone's doing the zero coaster. Have you been seeing this?
No, I have not seen this.
Basically, your zero coaster is like, it's just for like, obviously like I don't know, attachment reasons or
Yeah.
just
Oh,
something
yeah.
you can't explain. Like this will always be
Didn't
like my number
Sarah
one.
start this?
I don't know.
Ghost of Studios.
I'm not sure.
I
But
think she
I've
did,
been
you
seeing
know.
a lot of people doing it recently, and I was like, it makes sense like to have a zero because it's like,
Nostalgia coaster. Yeah.
you know, you're proper the thing that probably got you into the hobby or whatever. It makes sense really. But yeah, no, I'm glad you had a good one. And Talican.
Oh, yes, new number one flat ride.
Yo.
Then Slammer.
That thing,
Really? Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
it was insane. How intense, like,
Fair.
because like Ripsaw, Ramesses Revenge, and all that, they were great top spins, but because Talican's like just the whole experience, like the fact that everything is synced with audio, it just took it to a whole new level. My first ride was facing the wall.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
Tell
my
me
first
that.
ride was facing the wall,
Oh wow.
and even that's intense because how close you feel like you're getting to it.
So it
is
does
just
feel close because we
mental.
were having a conversation, weren't we? Like, because obviously we're working on rips on VTO, and we were like, right, how close is it to that wall at the back? So it is pretty close, then, is it?
Yeah, and so had quite good luck. So my first, because I got to the park quite early. Taron first ride was front row. Fly, the first ride I did on it was front row because I queued extra. I queued like an hour and a half.
I'm in Germany.
And then, yeah, so my last ride on Fly, I ended up getting back row.
Nice.
So I literally went from front to back. And my last ride on Talican that I did, Talican it always wants to try and do a fifth flip.
Yeah.
It's just, is it balanced right? And on my last ride on it, we got a fifth flip
out
of it. So it's just like,
oh
my God.
Nice. Love that.
I just want to say that Roller Baz and Coaster Dad said that my zero is Joyland Styles in Yarmouth. That is a ride, man. That is a ride.
That's a ride. For sure it is. It's great.
I did that when I was like so young. It was like...
We was watching my Yarmouth vlog actually earlier, and I was talking about like how I didn't know the Scenic Railway had a pre-drop, and when I was on the back row for my first ride, the amount of ejector airtime. I don't think Iron Guaz is going to put out that much ejector airtime. I'm not going to lie.
That took me by surprise.
What's that?
Taron.
Yeah.
When it does that dive to the left and you get the ejector out to the right.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It is crazy.
Literally, because it's lap bar, like
you'll
feel like you're gonna be launched down.
It just launches you out of it. It's so good.
That's cool. Love that.
That's class.
Oh, yes. Other mentions. Colorado Adventure.
Oh, yeah.
WTF? That is not a kid's ride.
It's not, is it? It's really not.
That was mental. Second drop. That is just insane.
Opened by Michael Jackson as well, by the way.
Yeah, that really confused me when I saw videos saying the Michael Jackson thrill ride. I was like, what? Yeah. It was the full name was Colorado Adventure, the Michael Jackson thrill ride.
Yeah. It's so funny.
Weird.
Windjess was a lot of fun. Both of them. I think I preferred Force.
I can't remember which one's which now. Oh, the
one
tilt,
where it tilts
the tilt
off to the right. That's such a weird experience.
Emma said she thought she was going to die on Colorado Adventure.
Genuinely, the fact that you had to bring your bags on it.
Yeah.
I was terrified I was going to lose my stuff.
Disney.
I literally I had my leg through my bag to stop it from flying off.
The first coaster I ever did where I got told to take a bag on, apart from like a little kiddie ride or whatever, was Python at Efteling. And I'm like, what? So they're like, yeah, just take your bag on. I'm like, but it's loops. What? No. And they're just like, no, take it on. I'm like, okay. Yeah, they don't mind it out there. They like you to take your bag on.
Yeah. Reich was a lot of fun. That is such a good
I missed out on that. Didn't do that.
Oh, it's so much fun.
Yeah.
As we dropped and then came back through the station, we actually had Taron go past as well.
I love them moments.
Perfect. I was like, yes.
icon and big one moments. That's what I call them.
And for those asking, yes, of course I did Chiapas. Chiapas,
Oh,
amazing,
Yeah.
such a fun ride.
It's so good.
And yes, I did River Quest, and that thing should be illegal because I went on it at like 11 a.m. Bearing in mind, it was about 20 degrees. The sun was like in and out all day.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Typical
wasn't dry
European.
till 6 o'clock when the park closed.
Oh, dear.
Wow, that's mad. That is crazy. It literally dunks you, doesn't it?
It's just mental. Like, because I actually didn't know what it did properly.
Yeah, good.
And it's such a cool experience going into that blind.
Yeah. Mystery Castle?
I didn't get a great cycle.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it felt like it was half of it. It took forever. Like, we actually got to the loading door. I heard the ride going and it had finished, and we were still stood there for another 5-10 minutes before we even got brought in.
Yeah.
It was like something was going on. Like, I think they had 2 or 3 towers out as well. So yeah, I just feel like I'd need to do it again when I go out there. Hopefully get a better cycle on it.
Excuse me, when we go out there. Not again. Not doing that trip again.
When you did Chiapas, did you have your own log, or was your
no?
How snug is that flipping boat?
It is very snug. Literally, I sat down. I was just like, sorry, because literally legs touching the person in front of me.
Yeah, literally
a random group of people. I'm by myself. I was with a random group of people, and I'm like, this is very intimate.
The funniest thing was when we went there, it was just after the first lockdown. So
I remember you saying
suddenly everyone was allowed out, but like Germany, were like, everyone had to wear masks in the park. Like, there's encouraging social distancing everywhere. And you go in Chiapas, and they just put you with like random people on that boat, touching each other. And I'm like, I've not hardly seen anyone for the last few months. Like, now I'm just like basically hugging someone in someone's crotch. What is going on? Like, it was such a weird experience, but it is
on a log flume having a rave sounds like a dream. Like,
it's such a funny moment. I just wasn't expecting it. It's just
when you do that slide to the right, and you're like, hey,
the switch track and the transfer table that they have are so quick.
It's so quick.
They're mental.
They look it. Yeah, they look it.
Literally, you go back into it, and it's just like, yep.
And
even the lift hills, because it's a water coaster rather than a full log flume. The lifts are so quick as well.
It was the new Intamin model, wasn't it? The new gen log flumes that they're building from now on, basically.
Yeah.
And they just redesigned it from the ground up, basically, and just absolutely nailed it. They look so smooth as well. Like, they don't look janky at all.
Yeah,
they still got that log flume feel. It's almost like an RMC version of
I mean, when you're in the log flume sections, it is a proper log flume.
Yeah.
People in my boat were going side to side, and we were tipping the boat.
Yeah.
It's just there's no excuse for like parks to like not have them anymore, because like, there was a whole thing in recent years of parks stripping out their log flume because they're not that safe anymore, or blah blah blah. But these are fine. Like, they could still have them, and I think a park is it's only complete when it's got a log flume. I think it's like, or just some kind of water ride.
They do have a restraint system as well that comes down. Chiapas does.
Yeah.
So like, it's not a proper restraint, but it does kind of hold you in place and hold your legs kind of pretty securely.
Stops people from like trying to stand up and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know the Chiapas and Flylink. No,
I do not know the Chiapas Flylink.
I don't know much Phantasialand lore, to be honest.
Yeah, no.
Oh, one thing, Talakan's entrance took me fucking forever to find it, because I went I went to the viewing spot, because that's like, you always see Talakan from up there. You expect it to be up there. No, you have to go all the way round through Mexico, and it's tucked up in the corner. And I was like,
yeah, it's such a long way around. Yeah. Right.
Mental. Nice trip.
we're
It's
gonna
very
probably talk
unusual.
about more of it when we come on to our main topic in a minute.
Yes.
Because we can loop back
But I
around
also
to
want to
this.
know this link.
Yeah, I'm
someone
sure.
Oh,
us.
here we go.
Oh,
The weird chain thing in the fly queue is the old Chiapas lift hill mechanism.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
nice.
Wait, what? Halfway through the queue where it's that giant chain?
I'm
I
guessing
guess
so.
so.
Genuinely, these chain links are like that big.
Yeah.
Wow. They
Wait.
do look quite big though on videos. Chapas's
Chunky.
chain.
Is that
Wow.
Chunky
because
boy.
they're solid as well? They don't actually move like a chain. I tried moving them
Mm.
because I think they've like welded them into place.
Yeah,
Right.
probably. That's crazy. That's such a nice touch, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it when they do that. It's like the big projector in Oblivion's queue, you know. It's like it just looks like a piece of theming,
Yeah.
but it's like part of Tower's history. So it's one of them. I love it
Yeah,
when
next
parks
to the
do that.
post second launch bit. Ah,
So
So-
I'll have to have a look out for that.
Are we ready?
Are we ready? Right. So can we paint the picture first, though?
Yeah.
oh
Right,
yeah,
so
I haven't.
James
seen
hasn't seen this yet.
I
he
don't
hasn't-
know
He hasn't
what
seen
to
this.
expect.
So, for benefit of the podcast listeners, we are about to show James the new logo from Flamingo Land.
Their new
sick.
coaster for sick. Are you ready, mate? You ready?
No,
James?
Drum
You
roll,
get-
please.
No. Oh god, here we go.
Sick the ride.
Oh, fuck it hell.
Oh, what
Is that?
that? What's the chat saying? What do y'all think in the chat?
What we all
It
thinking
looks
of the
like a
sick
fucking
logo?
brooch that you get from like 100 years ago.
It looks
Mate.
like a hype tag that you would get on a pencil case.
Yeah, like
I think
that is
my issue with it is it's not like I hate
that's
being
not a
mean,
ride logo.
but it's not even executed well. Like in my opinion, I know I hate being like negative on things, but this looks like a concept picture.
You can be negative about
doesn't-
something
Yeah,
that's shit, Sean.
genuinely, it feels
No,
like
but like I always want to like I want to be not highly
it
critical.
looks
and-
like
and
they
be
got a
but this-
contact sheet of about 20 different designs, potential
Mm.
designs, and went, here's the start of them. And they went, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have that one. Okay, what colour's your... No, we'll have that one. It's just like,
I'm dying behind this photo, by the way.
It's I know, yeah.
that is...
It's just
Horrible.
like it. The whole concept of it does not
And
work. The fact
the
that you've got
font
the
is
track
not nice.
behind, you got the track that kind of you can't. It doesn't stand out to you. It doesn't stand
No.
out to you at all. It's not clean looking. It looks like you've asked someone on Fiverr to do. To be fair, that's harsh, man. There's good logos on Fiverr you can get.
There is.
It's like the actual lines themselves are
What
not
is
done
that?
well.
What
just-
is that? Oh, I don't know.
I think the less said about this is probably best,
Who
honestly.
the fuck
'Cause
signed off on this? I know there's a team behind this, and this is not a knock on the team, but this should not have been signed off. This is
That's what I
ridiculous.
think. That's the problem. I feel bad because I know there's a team. And
Yeah, of course
they've
there is.
been
There's a team
given this
behind
thing,
everything that does this kind
and
of stuff.
but it's just like it's not good enough.
Yeah,
like it just
like,
ain't good enough. Like
Planet Flickcam said, I see an E, an A, an F possibly instead of S.
yeah,
What's that? What would that be?
It looks like an R at the end as well, though. It's ESA.
EFIC.
Ether.
It's terrific.
Effic.
It's proper Yorkshire. It's terrific.
the thing that's annoying is they didn't even have to think this hard. Like they could have just used the branding from like the clothing line,
Yeah,
and that would have looked
yeah.
better than this. Do you know what I
Why
mean?
put a
Like
Let's have a quick
POV like screenshot.
I did a thumbnail on, and I just used. I'll show you our thumbnail of like there was it.
yeah,
the last one?
they're like
Like so. Here's
their actual branding has some really good like
I'm glad you got that,
stylistic.
Joe.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get this thing up.
Oh, you
Oh,
need to remove the one off there.
oh yeah, I do. Oh my god, I've lost now. Oh, There we go. So
Yeah.
even if they just use that,
Yeah,
That's
nice.
better.
like it's not the best thing in the world, but it's better than what they've got. Like
Yeah.
honestly, what is that I could see on a hoodie. I wouldn't buy it, but I could see it on a hoodie.
I get why they've done it, because the S is similar to the S that they have on the actual website and their branding and their logo.
It looks like a fake hype.
But I got
yeah.
that. I got that sick off their website as well.
GeForce Tommy, it is not an acronym. It is based off of a clothing brand called Sick Silk.
Yeah, that's
It is just SIK. It's not an acronym.
This is I can't understand it because right, one
Luke's
thing I
dying a little
thought that was going to come from this IP merge, if anything, was that their branding was going to be sick. Literally. I thought they'd get their branding on point considering they've got a clothing brand on board with it. So I just can't understand it, man. I cannot understand it. It's so busy. It doesn't look nice. It looks like a kind of someone's YouTube channel. You know what I mean? It's just started up a new YouTube channel. It's not a fan. Not a fan at all. I think Luke died. Where is he?
Yes. Luke's internet has plunged.
So Planet Plipcan said, but why is the stroke of the dot of the eye grey out?
Yeah, it's a different colour. It's really weird.
It's very weird. I really don't get it. What else have we got saying?
Let's make an
meaning. Adds a whole new meaning to the name. Let's make an acronym. I can't say acronym. Acronym. Is that a repainted Colossus? It's better than Colossus though.
It looks smoother, so
it's still going to be a great coaster. No matter what, however much we like rant about it, it's still going to be better than Colossus, and it does actually look a decent.
I mean, it's going to be a park that I go to when I go, type thing. I'm not gonna. It's quite a travel for me to get.
2nd of July, it's opening. I'm definitely
It's gonna be a type of park that I get to when I get to. I'm not gonna make proper plans to.
Have you been there yet?
No,
never been.
It's just it's such a literally the best way for me to go to it would be on going up to visit my nan who lives in Newcastle.
Yeah, there you go.
It's literally on the route, so that would be the best kind of time to go because it would be a lot closer then. But
so it's overall a good park. I think it's a decent park. As long as we went on a non-busy day, it was really decent. But it's not something I would rush back to all the time until obviously they've got this coaster open. But 2nd of July. Anyway, who else is planning to get there on 6th opening? Because I really want to go.
There you go. Yeah, so for me to drive there, current traffic 4 hours and 20 minutes.
Wow.
I don't want to make a 4.5 hour journey just to go on.
It's like when people tell me how long they've traveled to Pleasure Beach because they're down south, and I'm like, that is a long way.
Yeah, if I drive to Pleasure Beach, how long is that?
How long is that?
4 hours 58. It's 5 hours. See, the thing is though, I'll drive to Towers.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to Blackpool, it probably would be train anyway. I'll be staying in Manchester most likely with Luke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I do train journeys for going to Blackpool.
Yeah. So Emma said she'll be riding Untamed on the 2nd, which is it's probably better than this. But
get you.
I've already done it, Emma, so I don't even care. Done it ages ago.
That's another trip that I'm needing to plan.
It's great, man. If you can try and do what me and Joe did, which was Efteling, Toverland, and Wallaby Holland in the same trip.
We were because Lev, who lives over there, said when we go over he'll sort us out with getting round to parks and he'll join us on the trip.
That'd be well.
So he'd pick us up from Eindhoven. We'd obviously go to Efteling and go to Wallaby Holland. So Toverland would probably be a possibility as well.
So Luke's internet has died, so he's joining back on his phone. So he'll be with us.
Hopefully
fairly
his
soon.
phone likes Streamlabs
Yeah.
better than mine did.
Sam said it'll be riding Chundalooper, bruv. Yeah, bruv.
Chundalooper.
Chundalooper.
Is that some Costello off YouTube?
Is that Sam Costello off YouTube? So let's go on to the next news, which is Exodus. Obviously, yep, Exodus has. I'm pretty much sure everyone's heard about this at the minute. Exodus has encountered some barriers in its planning application.
Yes.
By the what is it now? Who is
Environmental Agency.
Environmental and Agency. So yeah, it looks. I don't really know how worried to be about this because
at the moment it's not a massive concern. Honestly,
no.
It's the project permission hasn't been rejected.
No,
Environment Agency can't reject it.
They can only advise, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's more
so
an
it's
advisory.
Basically, what Thorpe need to do now is take on board the points that the Environmental Agency has. The main kind of stuff with it is
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Sorry
All
about
good.
this, guys. The internet's died off again on a Wednesday evening.
Oh, it's all right, mate. As long as you're here, it's all good.
Yeah. So, Mikhail, if you're bothered about joining us by phone, don't.
Yeah, there we go. We can make it work.
Make it work.
It's so funny.
yeah.
Luke's got the best mic out of all of us by far, and now it's on his phone. Just to rub it in, mate.
Seems the main issue that the Environmental Agency have is to do with flood planning.
Yeah,
the fact that they are going to be infilling and reclaiming some land.
Yeah.
And also with that comes the fact that it's right next to the like water ski place.
Yeah.
And there's some environmental impacts that there in terms of like the ecosystem that they're worried about. But as long as Thorpe address them issues and kind of come up with a plan that Environmental Agency are happy with, they will say, yeah, go ahead with it. Overall, Environmental Agency don't have the decision anyway. They could potentially push it through even without addressing the issues, but their safest bet is to address them.
Well, my thought with the Environmental Agency is surely their idea would be nothing is disturbed. So are they ever going to approve a coaster being built anywhere? I very much doubt it. But yeah, it's the whole flood issue. I think it said in it when I read through it. It said if they can prove that they're not in this flood area plane, I think it's like 3B or something, then then it's okay. And it's like, but they already know, Thorpe already know they're on the flood. That is a flood area. So
that's the thing. Thorpe, a lot of their stuff now, because they're building on reclaimed land every single time now.
Yeah.
Store Island, Swarm Island, the island behind Swarm. This
where Exodus is going.
See, that's an issue though. If they try and move it, first off, Exodus has been designed for that area. It might not actually work behind Swarm.
True.
There's a height issue as well, isn't there? Like where they've planned it.
Height isn't so much a thing now. The fact that they're planning this tall of a coaster means that they are allowed to go.
My thought was like where they'd planned it was like, when they're showing you them concept images of where the trees were in certain positions.
The sight lines were better for that area rather than thing. But also, if they do decide to move it, they have to redo the entirety of their planning application.
Yeah.
Which is going to delay it a lot longer. They have to do noise assessments. They have to do sightline assessment. That takes like a good year to get everything together.
Yeah.
That's delaying this project a lot further down the line if they do end up having to resubmit fully.
I think we just need to calm down in this country about why we're not allowed to build certain things, because Thorpe need a coaster, and Merlin need a coaster of this stature to become a world-class, theme park attraction company again.
The issue is, I think Thorpe is in Greenbelt.
Well,
The
I mean,
majority
yeah,
of the country is in greenbelt. Like if
That
you're
is
on a,
true, yeah.
Greenbelt.
if you're on a plane, you literally like look out and it's just green everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just like I'm a big fan of having green space, and I'm very environmentally friendly as much as I can be, but there
Yeah.
has to be like a balance, and it's just ridiculous that it's just this hard to get like any coaster built in this country. It's just like so
It's shit.
difficult.
It's shit. It's
I know-
proper shit.
I know it sounds like proper like first world problems. Like I want a coaster, but we need to like if we want to be able to like compete with other countries,
Yeah.
there needs to be some leeway and there needs to be some like give and take, really.
Well, the government know, and the country knows that.
They can, if they really want to, do what London Resort was trying to do and get direct approval from the government
Yeah.
and avoid local councils.
I don't
However,
think it's as big
for a
it's not-
project of that scale,
Mm.
it won't. Like the government won't.
It's
really
not
wanna
big
touch
enough.
It. There's not.
It's-
There's no
yeah.
point. In
I
them
think
touching it.
though that the whole premise of what this coaster would do for Thorpe and Staines and the tourist, industry in general in London, and add to that, it would be massive. It would be our Velocicoaster. That's what it would be if it was built.
It's a harder sell than London Resort, because the way London Resort was always proposed was the UK's Disneyland. That's
I
that's
knew
fair.
you were going to say that.
Yeah,
We've
but
not
that's-
heard that for 4 months, but I knew you were going
But
to say
that is that was a very clever tactic that they used, because
yeah, it was.
anyone in government knows what Disneyland is.
Yeah.
It's very easy to paint that picture very quickly. As soon as you start saying, we're building a coaster, it's on the scale of this coaster, and that they're like, well, I don't know what they are, but it's just another coaster. Thorpe's already got how many? Like, does it need another one? Like, it's not, it's really hard to portray that to someone who's like not in the industry or doesn't really get it. They can't think outside of like, oh, well, how many tourists will it bring if they're just in London for the day? It's like, no, people will literally travel from around the world to do that. So it's a more of a difficult sell, isn't it? In terms of
definitely
getting help from the government. But yeah, it's a bit, yeah. I like I said, when I first saw it, I wasn't too concerned about it. I was kind of like, well, we always hear this. It's the first kind of hurdle we've approached with this whole project.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried at the moment. Thorpe are definitely gonna work to mitigate.
Or is the because obviously when this was first announced, like the London Resort hype was very real, and now it's not as more of a pressing issue. I just worry sometimes if they're not going to be as like persistent to like push through it and then just settle on something that isn't the coaster that we kind of want at the park. So that's my own issue as well. Is like they just need to like stay strong and not.
Well, the thing with Thorpe is they are established.
Yeah,
so
they're already a part. They've already got stealth there. Yeah,
they do have backing and stuff. Whereas London Resort, because it was trying to establish in a brand new company.
Yeah.
In a granted, yes, it's super. The site that they want is super close to me. I'd love it.
Yeah.
It is a questionable site that they chose.
Why would you think it's questionable personally?
It is literally marshland.
Yeah.
The amount of infrastructure work they have to do just to make it so that the whole park won't sink.
Yeah. But
it was mental.
I mean, flipping Disney World was built on literal just swamp.
Yeah.
So it can be done, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah. Disney, they have their own. They apply to themselves for planning permission.
Yeah,
they can do a lot of infrastructural work.
They were probably they were given that land. Just please do something with it.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain that Disney, because they get planning permission from themselves.
Oh yeah,
they have planning permission to make a nuclear reactor.
What if they want
for power. Literally, they can make a nuclear power plant.
Yeah, the infrastructure of Disney World blows
It's
me away.
stupid.
Like it's the size of Manchester. It's bigger than Manchester. The size of it.
Sam, it's not cancelled from what we know. They've
No.
withdrawn their application at the moment, and they plan to
They do plan
resubmit this year or start of next year. I think.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't,
But-
and also we did talk about it on like I think a few episodes back, but when it was like probably ages ago now. But with a London resort, it's kind of a blessing, if anything. Well, not a blessing, but people were saying it was really bad news. Basically, they know London Resort can go back now. They know every single objection that's going to come their way, and they can build their resort with that in mind now. So in their next plan, they know exactly what to address. So
yeah,
it's just obviously a costly thing to have to go through again. I thought was Brownfield Gravel Pit. It's more of the pit. It was. It's owned by RMC, not that RMC though.
Yes, it's with Thorpe now because they're running out of space. It's the fact that they're reclaiming land. And basically building new land in the area, which it's a flooded pit. They build land. Where's that water going? It's
Water's
just flooding
gotta go
other areas.
Yeah,
They've pretty much flooded where Thorpe Farm used to be.
Yeah,
that is where their floodplain went over to. They basically went, okay, we're sacrificing this land to build other land. So that's kind of the main concern because of the fact that they're going to have to add land in again for Exodus. That's kind of the main reason the EA are a bit like, you're adding more land, you're just making the issue worse.
It's so mad because like they have space. Obviously, they've had to put it in the location for a reason, but there's so much space around that area. I don't know. It's easy for us to sit here and say, well, they should just do this, should do that. Obviously, it's not that easy, but Emma said Amanda Thompson paid off Staines Council to reject the plans. That's why Blackpool entrance costs have been so high. Little backhand there.
I wouldn't surprise me, honestly.
Oh, talking about Blackpool and Merlin in a way. Sandcastle.
Oh, Sandcastle.
Purchased by Merlin.
Has it though? Has it actually?
I heard it was rumored, and then the other day it was actually confirmed they purchased.
It's been confirmed. So, God, they own so much of Blackpool.
Monopoly.
Yes.
So,
who wants to play a game of Monopoly?
Merlin do.
That's really interesting, though, isn't it? Really, because Sandcastle are like so close to Pleasure Beach.
Yeah.
It's
when will they buy the Pleasure Beach?
I don't know, man.
Wouldn't want them
2030.
Wouldn't want them to.
No, it's good to have a bit of
you need parks that aren't owned by Merlin.
We need original attractions full stop in this country. We don't have enough of them anymore.
Yeah, I think Pleasure Beach, there's been a lot of talk at the minute of Pleasure Beach and their admissions. I honestly don't think it's a gate ticket issue. What I personally think it's down to is these non-rider tickets. If they introduce them back, I think they would be surprised at like the amount of people who go back in the park again.
Yeah,
because people
because they stopped doing non-riders, didn't they?
You know, it's a family, like it's a big family park, and like, you know, grandparents like to go in there and watch kids on ride, and suddenly you're paying, grandparents got to pay £40 to like just bag hold. I think that is holding it back a little bit.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I mean, I know £40 is a lot compared to some of the parks you can get to in this country, but I just think people need to remember, like, Pleasure Beach, it doesn't matter how many times you've been to it, it's not a tiny little local park. Like, it's a significant park in the UK. It's got like heritage rides. People will probably go to it once a year. Like, people will pay that money to go in there. It's just, people want to go in there as a family, not as like, oh, only people who can ride rides. I think that's what for me personally, from an outsider perspective, that's what I would like to see come back. I think that's what's holding it back a little bit at the minute. But yeah, it's a touchy subject, isn't it, at the minute, this whole this whole Pleasure Beach thing. A lot of things going on Twitter.
Yeah, the whole country's on its arse still at the moment, isn't it? Let's be honest. with everything that's
Um,
going on.
Do you think other parks having big events on is having an impact?
No.
I don't think so. I mean, possibly, because the good thing
No.
about events, I think the good thing about events is it turns a park into being like once a year, like going to Alton Towers once a year, because you're like, we've been there this year, why do we need to go back? To then, oh, have you seen Mardi Gras on? Have you seen Oktoberfest back? Like that pull, like Orlando parks have been doing that for like decades, you
Mhm.
know, and that it pulls people back into the park. So maybe there is an element, but Blackpool's main pull is from the north, especially up in Scotland as well. It's the closest theme park, major theme park. So I don't know if it's encroaching on their audience personally. But yeah, it'd be good to see Pleasure Beach get on that more themed events thing. I think Pleasure Beach do have a good Oktoberfest, I've got to say.
Yeah.
However,
From what
Towers
I've heard, it sounds good.
it is good. It's a proper Oktoberfest. Like the Merlin ones are really good because they're like family
Yeah.
or family style. But I mean, Towers keeps getting better each year, so we'll have to see. But like I say, if you like a good piss up, Pleasure Beach is the one to go to.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm back.
Hello. We can actually hear you again now.
Not for long.
Properly.
But
Oh no, maybe just having a little blip. Halloween event looks good. Yeah, it is good. I enjoy it. Right, let's get on back onto Glenwood Caverns.
Oh yes.
Oh, so Luke died again. Come on, Luke. We're praying for you, mate. It's his last one before he goes to Florida as well.
I know.
Oh, he's gone. So yeah. Glenwood Caverns, I don't know if you've been heard of this, but they've been building a pretty special Gerstlauer. And it's not even the coaster itself. The coaster itself looks sick, but it's actually at the location of it. So if we have a look at this thing, hello, Luke. Are we back?
yeah, so this coaster.
I thought he was putting that on for a second.
I know. I thought he was putting it on. This ghost. What was you gonna say? What was you gonna say, mate? He'll be back soon. But yeah, if you look at how stunning the view looks, I mean,
it just looks insane. Like,
I mean, imagine being on the top of that vertical lift and then plunge at that view.
see, one thing that I've noticed that would have been really cool is if they have what's it called? The one in China, I think it is, the one where it holds at the top of the vertical lift.
Oh yeah, no,
and
which
then
one you're
drops.
about. Yeah.
If they had that, just
that would be
for
special.
seeing that view, because at the looks of it, it is a straight over the top.
Yeah, it's definitely
Unless
straight over there. I can't see
because they
anything.
can't really hold it.
Yeah,
because holding it there for that view would be amazing.
It would be so good. Cheeky little banana roll there as well. These are coming into fashion now.
Yes, the banana. It's really interesting looking element.
It really is. It's really weird because I think I've only done one. What's got a banana roll? There's not many banana rolls. But Ride to Happiness has one, but you can't really experience what it's like because you're spinning. So it's really hard to compare it to other elements. But it works with Ride to Happiness because you do get that extra spinning.
5 coasters apparently have it.
Okay, list them off.
Shellraiser.
Oh yes, that's the one I was thinking of.
Takabisha, that's the one that I was thinking of.
Yeah,
that has the hold.
Yeah.
Steel Curtain at Kennywood, Ride to Happiness, and Defiance.
Yeah, so they're coming out with them now. It wasn't that long ago that there was like very rare element, but yeah, they're coming.
It looks like the first one was Takabisha.
Yes, yeah. So Gerstlauer seemed to be enjoying them.
Yeah.
but yeah, this looks just incredible. Like, look at that! Look at that view.
Yeah,
over
just
there.
the fact that it is literally up on a massive hillside, like cliffside.
Yeah,
it just
looks
looks amazing.
Yeah, it'd be interesting if they stick with the paint, this color scheme. 'Cause I'm
I
sure
quite
this is-
like it,
Yeah, it's different, isn't it? It's very like striking. It's very different. to
and
anything else.
it's striking, but also goes with the natural environment around it.
Yeah,
With like the red soil, the red sand.
yeah, it's very earthy tones, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think, Luke? What do you think of this?
Looks really nice. It looks
looks-
really good, and I like the way they've, like you just said, I think they've molded it into the landscape around it.
Yeah,
It looks so nice, and I really like the choice of layout they've gone with as well.
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of
100%.
like almost like a sculpture more than a ride. They tried to
Yeah.
sculpt it into the rock face of the mountain instead of it actually looking like a roller coaster. It's like almost like a piece of art sticking out of the ground. I really do like it. It's so shit not
Yeah.
being able to see the chat now. It's like, damn it, let's see what's going on.
I'll make sure I get some comments coming up.
It's so bad. This is so annoying. It happened to me on Love to Explore podcast as well.
Can you not connect the internet to your phone?
Oh, I can, but like, it's just take forever, won't it?
Yeah, true. All right, we'll go with this. It's absolutely fine, mate.
Let's come back on. Now.
Yeah,
I'll see if it stays on. If it stays on for 10 minutes on my computer, I'll jump back on there.
yeah, because you can connect your computer to it. I don't have to put it up on the screen and just see if it like holds if you want.
It's a good idea.
And if it carries on going, if you keep both of your cameras on, you can just switch to and from.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it looks amazing. I'm really looking forward to one day hopefully riding this. That's gonna happen. So yeah, what were you thinking?
Yeah, it just looks stunning. I love the color. The color choice is really nice.
So we're going to come on to our main topic now, which is, does theming actually matter? I should have had a little like thing come up for that. Does theming actually matter?
Jingle.
So what are we thinking? Because my thinking on this is from when you look at it, you go, well, yeah, of course it matters. Like, we always bang on about it. But then I think to something like Maverick has the lack of theming on Maverick put me off not going and wanting to do that. It's probably like my most anticipated ride ever.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to get off that and say, I just wish there was a bit of theming. You know what I mean? Like,
it's more cowboys, you know.
So this like kind of debate in my head I had, and let me get a
poll.
someone
Do a poll. See what people think in the chat.
no, Sophia
Roller Baz literally got it spot on there. 99 out of 10 Phantasialand visitors say yes.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, it's a difficult one because like there is literally some coasters that are just so good that I'm not really bothered about the theming. Like Zadra, I did not Zadra. I knew what I was going into that for. Even though it has got some nice theming going on, like the stations is nice. It's not like nothing to write home about, but it's like they've tried with the theming. But it's not something where I've been like, that would have made the experience so much better if it was like an indoor RMC, even though that'd be sick. But Sophia made a good comment saying, theming is the difference to me thinking I might enjoy Hyperion and me knowing I will cry when I enter Ruckberg. And I thought that's quite a nice like way of comparing it. It's like, it's the experience side of it, isn't it, really, with the theming side?
Yeah, like...
Definitely.
It definitely depends on like the park and what they're going for. There are some parks where just with the rides that they build, they don't really need theming because they just go over the top with the rides.
Yeah.
But as a whole kind of package, overall, I much prefer a ride like rides with crazy theming, and literally that's why Phantasialand has taken number one.
Yeah.
Because unlike Alton Towers has some great theming, but you walk in between areas and there's just long dead sections of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phantasialand, everywhere in the park you look, literally even walking between rides, just on these just long pathways, have theming elements everywhere. Like
Yeah.
there's a pathway from Colorado Adventure up to Black Mamba. They have a little model of Black Mamba in the area, just in a display case.
Yeah.
And it's just like, just touches like that. And just, yeah, the rides there with like the fact that they are so close to all the theming, all the kind of buildings and terrain around them. That is literally what they do.
Yeah.
Without theming, them rides, while they'll be great on their own, they wouldn't be that next level.
Yeah. It like
They
takes it
wouldn't
to the
have
next
pushed
level.
it to the kind of like number one spots.
So yeah, I said theming can be made mediocre coaster and amazing coaster. Taron would be good without the theming, but it wouldn't be my number one. I'd probably agree with that. It is like the whole Klugheim area that makes that.
If Taron wasn't in that massive rock, just rocky Klugheim area, it wouldn't have the same effect. And like Rollerbaz said, even the Berlin area, which is literally just the central square.
Yeah.
Everywhere you're looking at, it genuinely feels like I felt like I was in like a courtyard area in the middle of a city when I was there. I didn't feel like I was in a theme park when I was in that section.
That's the best when you don't feel
and that's
like
what makes it.
Mm.
Phantasialand has done that so well with they've done what Disney do and make you immersed in that area. You can barely see anything else apart from Mystery Castle because that figure just sticks up everywhere.
the thing with like I remember saying it in my vlog, and I was thinking I said it in my vlog, was it they've almost done it better than Disney in a way, because I feel like when I'm in Disney, I'm immersed, but I'm immersed in Disney. Like I'm aware I'm in like Disney, because it's just the IP is everywhere, and it just has a feeling of Disney. Whereas if you're in like Phantasialand, you don't know these like lands before, you've never experienced
I'd
them.
agree with that actually,
And it adds like another. It's like when I first went to Efteling, I was like, there's just nothing else like this I've experienced or seen on TV, or like you can try and relate it to certain things you've seen. Like I always say, like Klugheim reminds me of like like a little village in Skyrim or something. You know, that's how it feels to me. So it's almost like even more insane, because especially when you go into Ruckberg, especially when I went to Klugheim, I was like, Disney would never do this now. They would never just like go to this level of detail for something that isn't just an IP, their own IP. They would just never do it.
No.
And it just blows my mind. I'm just remember being blown away, being like, I can't believe like absolutely everything is themed. Like there's nothing unthemed.
One thing that does have to go with it though is they need to maintain the theming.
Yes, yeah.
If like a ride could open with amazing theming, a few years down the line, if they haven't maintained it, it's looking dog shit.
Yeah.
Like Swarm Station looks a lot better. It was actually quite a decent station, albeit without a roof.
In the UK.
But yeah, in the UK, of all places. But like, what was the wooden columns? Yes, they were fake wood. They were steel beams inside.
Yeah.
They've got rid of the fake wood. It is literally just a steel frame. It's like you've removed theming, made the ride look worse.
Yeah.
Whereas
they were sick of everyone recreating it off Google SketchUp. That's what it was.
Phantasialand, when I was queuing up, I saw one of the janitors going around with a brush, literally brushing the railings to make sure there wasn't dust on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, imagine if you did that in Galactica's station. Jesus Christ.
It's like... Oh, yeah, the Klugheim toilets are like... Even the toilets
they blew me away. Yeah, when I went in the toilet, in them toilets, and I was like, what? I was like,
They're quite hidden away, though, because they're like
they are
underneath.
Yeah. It's crazy. I remember being in Hansa Park recently and in the queue for Carnan, and you're queuing up inside a castle basically, and like you are in these corridors that are like this big, like this tight. They're so tight, and I remember just standing there going, "There is like not one bit of graffiti on these walls." I'm like, "How?" Like they either like. I don't know. The problem I think with graffiti is once someone does it, it just attracts people to do it more. Do you know what I mean?
I did notice a couple sections. Fly like barely had anything. Taran, if you end up in the extended little area,
Oh, the hellhole. Yeah.
there is some graffiti up there.
Every coaster has a hellhole area, though, doesn't it? You know.
Swarm was the worst.
Oh my god, the
God, yeah.
Swarm.
Because you can't see it.
Jesus
On
Christ.
opening you couldn't
Yeah, you
see it,
can't.
and I was just like,
If
Oh,
you
that's
go
not too
over that
bad.
bridge, if you
Over.
go over that
Oh,
bridge, oh
fucking
my god. Don't go over the bridge. If you
It's
see people
horrible.
sat down on the steps, don't go
Don't
on.
go on
It's
it.
too
Yeah,
It's
long.
not great.
2.5 hours maybe from that point. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's just one of them. I saw a video recently of I shared it on Twitter of a staff member making these 3 young guys like wash off their graffiti
Yeah, I saw that.
with a sponge.
that's amazing.
That was funny. Yeah, I'd seen that.
And I was just like, if you can just do that, it's obviously a massive deterrent, but it's you can easily get rid of graffiti. And I think if you get it off quickly enough, you don't get as much of it because you're not attracting people with it. But
yeah,
that's just one thing that really annoys me. I only saw it once in Efteling, but it like stood out like a sore thumb because there's no graffiti anywhere in Efteling. And there was one on Baron's wall. And then I looked on the video, like basically it was like some guys like flipping Instagram accounts. I went on the Instagram account and it was like a video of literally posted an hour ago, him showing the graffiti he'd put and then him filming on wide with his phone on Baron. And then I was like, he's literally just done that then. So they must just like wash it off every single day. But yeah, that's one thing that annoys me. But yeah, I mean, when I think of like
Stampede is being held together by graffiti. Just throwing that out there.
yeah, it literally is. Yeah, it's pretty bad at putting some place in Porter. But yeah, going back to Hansa though, like everything about that, like the theming, and it's just like you said about Phantasialand, it's that transition from like different areas to the ride. That's, in my opinion, sometimes more important than theming on the rides, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like if you've got good like areas to take you into different places, it doesn't. You don't have. Not every coaster has to be Taran. I don't think.
Well, by the way it looks of what Fantasia is doing,
Yeah,
every coaster is gonna be like that. Honestly,
it's just going to be 10 years between.
Have we done a poll in the chat to see what people are saying?
I can do one. I know what the answer is going to be, but I think that's why I didn't do one.
Yeah, I
But-
suppose.
yeah,
Oh,
I
I
didn't
wanna
stay at any of the hotels when I was there.
But
Apparently,
that is-
Hotel Matamba compared to Chesterton Safari makes him want to go see Hotel Lingbao now as well.
But also, you can't take away. Like I've seen a vlog recently of Chessie's hotel, and some of them rooms with the views of the animal
Safari,
enclosures
yeah.
look so nice. Like, and some of them outdoor bits. I'm gonna do a poll then. Does theming matter?
Well,
Yes.
I had a the other night. Went onto the Google like page for Charles Lindbergh Hotel.
Yeah.
There's 902 photos. I looked at
Wow.
every single one of them. Just scrolling through, like,
Yeah.
want to go back?
Yeah.
Because
The
Are
the
going back.
you from
Are
there.
going back. Are going back.
I think I remember when I saw the Charles Lindbergh hotel rooms, and I was like, "Oh, they look so small," but like that's kind of like part of the whole.
Yeah, like I
experience
won't
of it.
mind the fact that like the bathrooms look really nice in them. Like the shower
Mm.
looks lovely. It's proper. Like they
Everything
have a
looks
rain
so nice.
shower and
Yeah.
like a separate head as well.
I just want to stay in Charles Lindbergh because it's the only way you can get onto all them balconies, and I'm just thinking the shots
Yeah.
could get off them balconies.
Yeah.
Would be just magic, man. Because you
It's
can
worth
once
it.
you're up there, you can basically access all of them.
Yeah.
So I could just spend
Go
probably
around.
like half a day, like just going around them balconies and just God, that would be the dream. But yeah, so what was it? Let's go to some comments. So Bobby said, would Velocicoaster be my number one without the Jurassic World theming? I have this debate with myself.
Find out in 5 years' time when they clone it. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll be able to add to that when I come back.
Well, you're about to experience some world class theming yourself, aren't you? Because this is going to be
I am.
your last episode for probably about 3 weeks.
3
I think
weeks. Yeah. 3 weeks.
As you go over to Orlando.
Yes.
So I bet you're getting hyped as hell for that now.
I am.
You're
Yeah.
literally on the. Are you on the plane this time next week, or have you landed?
No, I'm at the Radisson in Manchester.
Oh yes, you fly
tomorrow.
23rd. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
This time tomorrow, I will be riding Velocicoaster. Like next week.
Next week, yeah.
Next week, tomorrow, yeah.
That's crazy.
It's
Oh,
insane.
man.
It's
And
insane, man.
You don't have to test anymore, which I bet is a flipping relief.
Oh, that is like,
as well.
honestly, that's the icing on the cake. Like,
Yeah.
that was go time for me. As soon as that was announced, I was like, yes, let's go. I'm going. And nothing
One
can
thing
stop
that I
me.
found really weird
Touch wood.
was going over to Germany, because flying there, face masks on the flight were a requirement, because you still have to have face
Ryanair.
masks on public transport.
Not
in
right,
Germany.
not all Ryanair. Some Ryanairs, but some flights not.
Yeah, no,
It's
it's for what country you're going to. If the country
Yeah.
has face mask requirements.
Mm,
So the flight to Germany, we had to have them.
yeah.
I didn't actually have any of my COVID documentation checked when I got to Germany.
Mm.
I was like,
Yeah, but if you didn't print it off, you would have got checked. So it's
yeah,
No,
it was really weird.
No, because we do. They don't require it anymore. Because when we went out to Hamburg, we checked and
hamburger.
yeah, they didn't. It's nowhere did it say you needed any.
Unless it had literally just changed, because
maybe.
the week before I was looking and it said you either had to have proof of vaccination, negative test, or proof of recovery.
Yeah.
But and then the flight back, because masks aren't required in the UK. They were like, "Yep, masks are optional on this flight coming back."
Yeah.
It was just like, "What's the difference?" I don't
gotta decide.
understand this.
Legit,
Yeah.
there's no difference. It's just stupid.
The thing is, I don't mind like wearing masks on a flight.
Yeah,
I just want it to be. I just want it to be clear. Like,
Yeah.
Honestly, the thing is, though,
Yeah.
like,
We have
you're on
your
a
one
flight.
thing,
Most of the
but-
time, you're having snacks and stuff anyway. So
yeah,
Yeah.
you take him off anyway. I know loads of people don't listen to him. I don't think the flight attendants. I must feel so sorry for them because they just don't want to get into altercations. Do you know what I mean? They're not going to start challenging people.
One of the funniest memes I ever saw about flying and wearing masks was the guy where he'd have his mask down and he'd be eating like M&Ms or minstrel or something, and then they come back and he'd be like having a sandwich, and then they come back again, and then he'd be cutting into like a steak, and then they'd come back and he'd be skewing off a doner kebab.
every possible snack you can have.
It was amazing. It was such a good meme, and it's just like, yeah, that is what people will go to, not to do it.
Yeah.
But 9 hours, I'm so glad I don't have to wear one.
Yes.
I've got all the snackies in the world to eat. I've got all the movies to watch. I've got everything. I've got Obi-Wan. I'm going to watch Obi-Wan on the plane. The finale of the season is on the plane.
Nice.
And
Madness.
you get Doctor Strange as well.
Oh, I do.
Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
I can watch Doctor Strange. Disney Plus. It drops, doesn't it, on June 24th? Oh, the
Nice.
21st.
No, I think it's 22nd.
Oh, the 22nd?
23rd,
Oh,
yeah.
that's sweet. Nice. That's good.
You got
That's
a lot.
happening then. I wonder if us going to Disney, they'll throw that on the movies. I've got a feeling they might do.
You flying with? Who are you flying with?
Virgin Atlantic.
Yeah. Oh,
Flying
they're,
premium.
Yeah, they've got so many. Like I watched so many films.
When I went to Vegas with Thomas Cook, I watched Tom and Jerry for like 6 hours.
Yeah. it makes me laugh though, because I don't know if you guys like flew when you were a lot younger, but I just can't believe like back in the day where you just have a little flip out screen like after every like 10 rows.
Yeah.
And then if the screen was like just too like if you use the furthest way back, it was like this big, and you put your headphones.
It's like
on
when you go on a coach trip now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Exactly
so
the
funny
same.
that
My
was a
first
thing.
flight when I was 10, and it was to Sorrento. I went with my grandparents, and that was insane. I remember saying "fucking hell" when it took off. I was 10-year-old. I got in trouble. It was hilarious.
The best flying story I have was I was going to Tenerife, and it was like I went with my mum, my sister, and parents, and no, my mum, sister, and my grandparents, and my nan used to, every time we go on a flight, my nan used to have like all these sweets wrapped up in tin foil, and she'd get them out, and then you just be able to like suck them while we're going up. So,
Boiled sweets, right?
Yeah, boiled sweets. And then like just as we're like about to take off, my nan like passes me the tin foil. I open it up, and it's her spare false teeth. And I just screamed like so loud. Because obviously I didn't have the concept of like false teeth, and I'm like, what are the fucking teeth in here? What the fuck? That will always stay with me.
That'll be you, Sean, if you eat these sweets.
Yeah. Exactly. It's like a warning. Like, don't have them.
Sorry, I need to hear this story now, Emma.
What's being said?
After my last predicament flying back from Brussels, I feel like I should stop being tight and book my seats next to my friends. What happened?
I have a feeling she was sat next to someone that wasn't accommodating.
I booked window seats both times, and I was just sat there looking at them. The entire time.
Isn't Germany beautiful from above?
Germany,
God, stunning.
So nice.
Just forest, man. It's just forest.
It depends on where you go, because at one point when we were coming,
I went to Berlin.
We were going over like all the industrial areas.
Oh,
right.
Just
like factory.
I went to Berlin, and it was like for at least half an hour, maybe even more. It was just forest. Like honestly, it was gorgeous, and it was like sunny, and you can see the reflection, the light, how it bounces off the trees and stuff, and it's like the sun's just coming down. It was like such a nice. I never realized how beautiful Germany was. As a country. Like
Germany is a stunning country.
I mean, Cologne Central train station is right next to the cathedral. So I didn't even go out of the train station in Cologne. But just seeing that cathedral next to it was like, Jesus.
My phone's about to die, and we don't want that to happen, do we? There we go.
I'm trying to think of what Emma's story.
I did an Aaron.
Oh my god.
I did an Aaron.
Hold that.
How many energy cans have you got on there, mate?
I've got 2, mate. 2 that balancing on. I swear to you.
How many?
I think I know this story that Emma's talking about, because that was when we flew back from Belgium. But I won't say the story in case she wants to say it. It is funny though. Anyway, so let's have a look at the poll.
Sandwiched in between 2 massive blokes, one of which had Tourette's. He was the loveliest bloke, and I know it's not his fault, but I'm a nervous flyer, and he gave me several heart attacks.
Yeah.
I wasn't laughing that he has Tourette's, by the way. I was laughing at the fact that Emma would just shit herself every time.
No, she's a proper nervous flyer as well, so it just did not help. I had to think about it, and that I remember.
Oh man, that is so.
But
Wow.
that's what me and Joe do now. You save so much money not booking a seat on the flight. Is that me and Joe last few trips we've had, we've just gone apart from each other, and a couple of times there's been no one sat next to me, so then Joe comes over and sits next to me anyway, like single rider, isn't it? Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, that's one thing I was disappointed about though with Phantasialand. They're removing a lot of the single riders.
Oh really?
From what I know, Taron still maybe has it, but you have to go through the fast pass queue. So I didn't even bother trying. Fly doesn't have one.
No.
Reich has one. I got straight on
Does
the
it?
right. Yeah. Which is
Didn't
really
even pay
weird.
attention.
A kid's coaster having a single rider queue. It's really odd.
Yeah. So the poll has come in. 92% said yes, and
Of course it
8%
did.
said no.
June, doesn't it? Yeah.
Wow.
So where-
8% though.
Yeah. So where
Yeah.
where are all the people saying no? Because I want to hear some like opposing opinions.
He was so apologetic, but it was an early flight, and every time I was nodding off, he would just grab my arm and shout.
I feel bad because obviously the guy can't.
I also feel bad for laughing, but that is actually quite.
It's just because it's funny because it happens. to
Yeah, I
Emma.
feel bad for laughing, but that is just it's just mad. Yeah, I can't imagine anyone else in the community that wouldn't handle that. You know.
So I want to
I'm
hear.
surprised you didn't just like jump and like punch him.
Well, the first one.
Yeah, just
Because you'd be wondering what's happening, but yeah, bless him. Anyway,
Hope you had a nice holiday.
yeah.
So Tommy said he's going to Thorpe tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
Nice.
Off to Mardi Gras, even though it's the wrong
In
time for Mardi
June.
Gras. Yeah.
So anyway, I think we're about done.
Yeah,
So
we are. I'm done.
Yeah, you're done.
I'm an absolute
So-
fucking nightmare. I'm just going to apologise before you sign off. Guys, I'm so sorry. If this is your first
It's
time
all right.
watching the Chain Dogs, it's not usually like this. Go to the start. That's what it's usually like. Yeah.
It's all right, honestly, mate. It's come across fine. We can hear you really well and everything.
Baz
Um,
took 5 walk-ons on the right single rider queue, which is useful for Taran B-roll collection and coffee as a parent.
Yes, that's what you need.
Nice.
Love it.
So because obviously Luke's going to be away for three weeks, we've got some guests lined up. Oh yes. we've got
Oh,
some
yes,
guests
we
lined up.
do.
So I'm not going to announce all of them, but what I can tell you is next week we've got Chris from Screw Loops coming on to join me and James.
Oh,
Woohoo!
yes.
And it's going
That's
to be
amazing.
a good episode. We've got some cool stuff.
I love
uh,
chatting to Chris.
Yeah, he's great. It's great to have on. He's
I'm
got an
actually gutted that I
exciting-
can't come on because, well, again, I'll be in the hotel. So it's like, damn it.
It's like I tried to come on last week, but my phone just was not liking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't-
it's always
Stream
difficult.
Or StreamYard.
But yeah,
That's cool, though.
we've got some good guests lined up, like some really good guests lined up. But we'll announce them as we get them confirmed. We've got dates in the diary, but we just want to confirm it all before we start announcing people. But yeah, for like the next 5 weeks, we've got guests coming up. So yeah, it's going to be slightly different to the show, but I think it's going to have the same energy. We've got the same people in the comments. But yeah, it's just we've got a weird thing at the minute where obviously Luke's gone off, Mikhail's moving over to Canada, so when he gets settled, he'll be coming back on. So in the meantime, let's get guests on. Let's share the love. Let's get everyone on. So let's do it. I'm really looking forward to it.
I can't wait to listen to it. I'm really looking
Yes.
forward to it.
So yeah, has anyone got anything they want to chat about? Push. Blah, blah?
Yes. Tomorrow, Aaron went on a mission. Let's put it
Yeah.
that way. He went on a mission from God. He went to Skegness. He went to where else did he go? He went
Natural
to the
History
Natural
Museum.
History Museum. He went to see Wicked. He went to see the Book of Mormon. He went
Two
to
swords.
Madame Two Swords. He's done a vlog, and it's roughly about an hour and 20 minutes long. And if you know Aaron's vlogs, they're usually quite short. So this is a mega vlog. So tomorrow night at 7 p.m. it will air on the channel. Please go over, subscribe, give Aaron some love in the comments as well, because he's done a great job on this one. Really,
Channel is
really, really
Coast
good.
Jen, if you don't know.
Republic Coast
Coaster
Gen.
Jen. Yeah. Cool. Looking forward to that. Always like Aaron's vlogs. Always really entertaining.
Yeah,
So-
this one is very funny all the way through. It's amazing. It's so good.
Amazing. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We will see you next week, and hopefully have a brilliant holiday, Luke. See
Thank
when you
you.
get back, mate.
See
Oh,
you
actually,
later.
you did say you was going to do some little updates for us that we can play on the show. So hopefully,
Yes.
if it
Yes.
works out, we can do that.
Hopefully
We'll
get
do.
that.
Luke out on location. There we go.
Yes. See you after Velocity Coaster, guys.
See you, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye.
Cheers.
See ya.